Jake, you come into here, you passed in 1 year in 12 years, and you're without your leading three-point shooter. What gave you the ability to battle back from 12 down with 10 minutes to go and find a way to win today?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I got to give glory to God and just, said, Lord, make it happen in a way that's only because of you. But listen, we earned the right to play well because of how we finished last game. I believe that our guys finished the Minnesota game in a manner that gave us a chance to transition to this building against, obviously, like Hall of Fame, all-time coach, a veteran team who is like certainly capable of doing special things this postseason. Our guys stayed together. I think that's the biggest thing, and they kept fighting, and we did that throughout the course of this game.
The three from Dale. How much did you try to script a play like that? How much of that was guys just making a play? What went into the last 6 seconds there?
Yeah, that was me drawing up a play, Coach Izzo taking that play away, and players making plays. Dale's shot obviously was incredible, but when you think of the poise Devin Royal showed, taking the ball out of bounds with no timeouts, when our first option was taken away, Bruce double cutting, finding a way to get open, having the awareness, to get the ball down the floor, and then Dale having the awareness to get a shot up. I mean, listen, that was players making plays, and it started honestly with Devin Royal and his poise taking it out of bounds, and obviously Roddy Gale's free throws were so huge. It was special.
Hold on, Connor, let's get these guys in the mic.
Coach, can only imagine the last couple of weeks have been a whirlwind for you with all the changes. How have you managed to manage the distractions even with the success you guys are having in the short window?
I think the special thing that, I'm really proud of the way our guys have stayed together, and this has been a really, really hard now, I guess, week and a half because of how much I care about Coach Holtman and how big of an influence he's been and a mentor he's been to me personally. So that's hard, but Gene Smith told me it is about our players, and our staff has embraced that at such a high level that our job is to serve them well. And the thing I'm most happy about is the character of our guys and the character of this team has been revealed in these last 3 games, and I'll include the Minnesota game in that because of how we finished. So our guys deserve the credit. They've taken kind of little tweaks and things that we've been able to do to, and they've embraced it at a high level, and they've stayed together at a high level, and they deserve all the credit.
You guys have to win a road game in over 17 games in about 13 and a half months, and then you come to this building and beat this team in the way you did. What does this win mean specifically to you, given the whirlwind of everything that's happened over the last couple of weeks, at least for you and this program?
I think it's great for our program because it's not to run from the numbers you shared, and we certainly knew what those were, but our players, they had good moments on the road, and I think, listen, sometimes it doesn't always go your way and things happen, but for them to push through like they did today, again, says a lot about them. For me personally, I think, long after this season, hopefully I get a time to kind of step back and just process how this is, but I've asked our guys from the first time we met to focus on what we have at hand right now, and that is really, really hard to do considering everything else that's happened and everything else that could be going on. So I got to stay true to that, and our staff has committed to doing that. I don't want them to. They deserve a ton of credit too. Like everybody in our program, it takes an entire program to get through something like this and to perform like they've been able to perform. So, I don't want our staff to be forgotten in that because they've been so critical.
I'm wondering about the middle part of the second half. Booker goes to the bench for Michigan State. What changed for their defense, and what did you guys do to attack them on the interior at that point? Because it looked like you got Felix involved quite a bit, and some guys down low getting some stuff.
Yeah, we were able to get some deeper catches, and I think, speaking of Felix, he was awesome today. And I thought he and Zeki, you look at their production in their minutes was really impressive. But even Devin inside, you know, we were able to get, I think, the ball, catch the ball a little deeper, which helped us. And those guys, you know, they played to their strengths and got to their moves, which was, you know, I'm really happy for them because they've been working on that, and it hasn't, the ball quite had bounced their way last couple weeks, but today it did for them. I was really happy for them.
You guys were trailing basically the whole game, but there were so many opportunities that felt when you cut it to 4, you cut it to 6, maybe then you fouled at the other end, maybe you get a little offensive rebound. What was going on in those huddles when you felt like you were getting close and you just couldn't quite push through for most of the second half?
Yeah, we talked about, like, we want to be in position going into the last, you know, media timeout, and I believe it was a 3-point game, maybe at that time. So the stuff up to that point, like, this is what we wanted. But the reason we were able to get there is because we were so connected in our timeouts, and guys embraced the accountability that we had. Like, this team, they are such a threat after makes and misses getting the ball down the floor. And we talked about it yesterday. Like, we're all embracing the accountability that, hey, if you're not sprinting or you get tired, like, just tell me, we'll get you out, we'll get you back in. You know, you backpedal, it's got to, like, we can't have that. So they embraced the accountability, which I think we kept running hard, which prevented them from maybe pushing it to that 15, that 16-point deficit. And listen, some guys hit some big shots too.
Coach, sometimes through crisis comes opportunity. These past couple of games for you, the way the team has rallied around you, when you're in your quiet place, do you feel like you should be the full-time head coach of this team and not get that interim tag off?
Listen, I know this isn't the answer you want to hear, but I am fully committed to serving this team as well as I possibly can right now, and I've asked those guys to focus on the task at hand, and I got to lead by example with that. And again, you can't forget about the impact our staff has had during this, and the leadership of our team is so critical. So this is about them. You know, Gene asked me to, like, just serve them as well as I possibly can, and I love this program, make no mistake about that. My brother obviously played here, and it's since then it's always been something really special, and I've gotten to see the brotherhood that is Ohio State basketball, and how the former players are connected and how much they care about you know, our program. So that's why I'm doing this with everything I have. And, you know, I mean, listen, we've had Aaron Kraft in our gym, Mike Redd, Mike Conley and PJ Hill come to our game. I'm sure Evan Turner stopped by the office. I'm sure I'm missing some guys, and I apologize for that. But, like, this whole family and program has come together, and that's what it takes in a time like this. So we're going to keep the focus on the main thing.
You had 24 bench points compared to MSU's 10, like, including Bonner hitting the game-winning shot and Will having 14. How huge is that, especially with Battle being out of the game?
Yeah, you know, I think Jameson, we didn't fully anticipate that till today because he was pushing so hard to try and get back. And I think if we maybe had a little more time, another day or so, you know, might not have been the case. But yeah, going into this, you know, certainly our start offensively in the first half was, you know, wasn't great, but I thought guys played to their strengths at a high level, and we played together offensively, and our motto this last week and a half has been, like, stay aggressive, keep swinging, like, you're open, shoot it, don't overthink it, don't overcomplicate it, like, play and be aggressive, and our guys have done that. So they deserve a bunch of credit for buying into that and staying locked into that.
The last couple of Indian and after.
Jake, there were times in Minnesota where you guys played great defense for like 25, 30 seconds and couldn't finish the possession. I felt like today in the second half you kept finishing possessions defensively. I guess, what did you see from that, and do you feel like that was the difference today?
Absolutely. Absolutely. What we didn't do well against Minnesota, we carried over and did much better today. And again, that's like, our guys embraced the things we talked about, and you know, we were really direct on what we needed to do better. And the great thing was, we took it as a positive. They were controllable things, And our defense has been better to guard for 25 seconds and then just not finish the play. And I don't have the exact numbers, but I felt like we did that at such a high level, specifically the second part of the second half. And I think that was a big difference.
Adam? Jake, when you're not gonna have a guy like Jamison battle and all the gravity he creates on the floor, how does that change what you wanna try to do offensively, and how much does that maybe force some guys to have to step up into a little bit of a bigger role and be comfortable with that when they don't have that veteran presence out there like he's giving you all year?
Yeah, we talked about, and we keep saying we gotta be, the tougher team and the more together team, and I just told him before the game, we're down a man, and we just gotta be even tougher now. We gotta be even more together. It certainly, caused some issues for us from a spacing standpoint at times and the way they were able to shrink the floor. But I thought guys stepped up, and again, they played to their strengths. It wasn't, anybody out there trying to do something, completely different. We just stayed aggressive within what we were doing, and guys shared the ball. I know we didn't have the number of assists that we probably would like. Some of that was due to our shooting, certainly, but I thought we didn't settle offensively a lot, which was really encouraging. But listen, Jamison's an elite player in this league, and his shooting was missed certainly, but proud of the way guys stepped up.
Both of you and Coach Holtman have said about Devin, he's going to be a scorer. Right now, we just want rebounding, we just want energy, and we know he's gonna hit shots eventually. He's your leading scorer today, I'm pretty sure for the first time in his career. What did he do well today? What did he do better today than he hasn't done before?
He didn't, I know he didn't miss many shots, but I think he stayed in the moment, and he stayed aggressive. Even though he got the one shot blocked, and he stayed aggressive after that. Listen, even going back to high school and AAU, and he's always been productive. And he has worked hard. He's, studied the game more. He has continued to just build and build and build. And I think we're seeing that kind of the fruits of that labor pay off. So I'm so happy for him. Again, the biggest play of the game for him was the poise he showed taking the ball out of bounds for, in this setting for a freshman to do that. So proud of Devin. I think he's got just a really, really bright future. And, we have no reason, not to believe that he's going to continue to do some really good things this year for us.
Jake, thanks.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.